All right. We should be live. Cool. So today, a couple things. Let me position the other camera a little bit better. Okay, picking up from last time on this retro game project. Where we're at is basically the original Super Nintendo. Sounds better. The Retron, at least through the analog outputs, is kind of trebly and has a lot of noise. I think that noise sounds like noise that comes from USB power. And so what I'm going to do, and hopefully a quick, effective manner, is test the sound quality with different power supplies. I don't think we're going to get very far on this. I think we're going to see a pattern through all of this and just have to come to terms that the Retron is noisy. And then we can kind of remove that from the scenario in this case because we're going to focus on Super Nintendo sampling for a while because there are a lot of games I'm going to do. One thing I got to thinking about with the Super Nintendo that may help drop the slight bit of noise it has a little bit further is running it through a direct box so that the entire signal chain that goes across the entire studio is a little bit more balanced than unbalanced. So hopefully we're going to see. We're going to see if this makes a difference and what kind of result we get. But we are going to try the Super Nintendo ran through a direct box. Those are the two things I want to do today. Let's get into it. Let's start by turning the TV on and then just getting the Retron. Let's get the Retron stuff going. I think I already plugged it in. Make a new track in Pro Tools. I think this is more interesting maybe to watch in Pro Tools than it is a fixed screen, but we'll see. All right, we're going to go back to this game because that's just the game I started doing this with. This is a different power supply than the last time. The last time was this power supply, and it was noisy. I don't think I'm going to record any of this. I hear it. It sounds like it's like a hum between the sound. Let me plug in a controller so we can get to like a menu or something with no sound where you can just hear the floor background noise. Oh, this cable's underneath the... Let's see. I know it's kind of hard probably to hear through YouTube. But I hear that pitch. Boo. Sorry to sing, but it's like a couple octaves above that pitch. I don't dare try to sing that. Yeah, I hear it as soon as I turn it on. Let's see if we can minimize that by switching power supplies. So what we just tried, I'm just going to plug them all in and just try. It doesn't matter which one. These are all random ones. I also have, let's try this one. I have my USB hub here that is a powered USB hub. This should power the Retron. Let's try that. Now this isn't a This isn't one of these. This is like a computer hub. Let's see. Oh, I still hear it. I think this is negligible. We're going to try a couple more. Hopefully I'm not mooning people bending over to do this. Sorry. All right, here we go. Let's try the other cable. It looks a little thicker too. We're just going to see if we can bring that noise floor down on the Retron. Although I think I don't think any of this is going to work, though. I think we're just going to have to source original gear for this project. Yeah, it's the same. I think it's just the unit. I'm not surprised because the audio on the analog outputs doesn't sound great. I suppose I could split it from the, yeah, I hear it. This was another one. Here's the last one I have to try. That's like a little Apple one that you get with the iPhone. It powers this thing. Yeah, I hear it. Okay, so that pretty much seals the fate of the Retron. The Retron has an audible noise from the analog outputs. I suppose I could split or convert the sound from the HDMI output, but I don't have a converter for that. I would rather not buy a converter. I'd rather spend, because I never use it for anything else, I'd rather just spend that money on like the other console to sample, like an original. Okay, so we're done with the Retron. The next thing I wanted to test, and this isn't going to be a long stream, this is just to get me to the next stage of this project, and that's going to be balanced outputs from the Sega. So let me switch a couple wires around. Also try not to breathe too heavy into the microphone. Got to stay organized, or at least try to. Yeah, just throw that over there. Need the video signal. And then we're going to plug the direct box back in. So see if I can get this on camera. Coming out the got the video split off going into the TV, and then the audio into a stereo direct box. See if this makes a difference on the noise floor. We're going to compare this with and without, and then that's going to contribute to this project. One thing I just thought of that I didn't bring today, I may try in another stream, is I have a unit from Rocktron that's a stereo noise, like a hum eliminator. I may can try that, but it's really not all that bad. And also, if I start running too many gadgets, I don't really want to alter the original sound too much. I want it to sound like a Super Nintendo to an extent, but I also want it to sound good. I don't want any extra artifacts. Alright, so we got the direct box plugged in. Hope I got left and right correct, but I suppose it doesn't matter. We're just testing. No sampling today, except just monitoring. Alright, 11 and 12. Turn it on. Old SNES DI box. That's what we're going to call it. Cuts the signal a lot. It's not the right kind of direct box for this purpose, apparently. Yep, that already settles it. This direct box cuts the, well, I should have known that already. Unless the pad has been clicked on. No. We're going to go back to... Yeah, the direct box didn't help at all. It just cuts the level, and if I make up for it, it's probably just going to make up for the noise I think it's going to pull out. I suppose I could try in the next run. I have... Let me pull it up on the... Like, I'll read the part number. It's on the store's website. It's this. And this is cool because I can do this on stream. We sell this, and I have one of these in the store. But I don't think it's going to help much. Because the noise isn't really that bad. Anyways, I may try that, but I don't think it's going to be worth doing for a Super Nintendo. That's good for that'd be good for other things. You know, like a noisy keyboard or maybe within a guitar rig. You know, through an effects loop or something like that. That pretty much settles what I wanted to cover today. This is a short stream to test these few things. Also to test the headset mic. Because during the last stream, I think it's because of a low battery, and I'm hoping that's the case. Battery that the last headset audio was so scratchy. As far as I could tell, all the audio coming from the computer from Pro Tools sounded great. And that's pretty much all I wanted to cover today. We're about to narrow this down and actually get into samples. And so the first couple games, or the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sample the actual Street Fighter. Oh, the other thing. Let me put in the other, we'll do this before I end this. Let me see if there's much difference between Street Fighter 2 and Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Let me just do that real quick. Let me make a track. Stereo. Let me title that something else. Old SNES SF2. Wrong game. Let's try this. let's plug this back in correctly. Let me unrecord arm it. Here we go. I'm going to change to the Pro Tools scene. Here we go. Let's swap this cable. That DirectBox is not for this purpose. All right. Let's make sure it works the first time. I don't have to clean the cartridge or nothing. Yeah. All right. SNES is old. I think that did it. Or not. There we go. Much louder. Sorry. No more DirectBox. All right, let's record it, and then we'll compare the recordings back to back. Record, go. There we go. Now let's compare the actual audio. There's a big difference. What? That's Street Fighter 2. This is Turbo. Let's see if I can line these up. This is the old. Let me fast forward it to the Turbo 2. Turbo 2. There is a difference in sound. Wow. I can't believe there's that much difference between the two carts. I think the actual content is kind of the same audio-wise. I guess we'll see. Maybe we'll just have to sample both. There's a lot of sounds on these. Like, let's see if I can just get the menu up here on the thing. Now this is the actual game. So we go down to sound test. Kind of hard to navigate this control. Oops. How do I select it? What the heck? I think it's one of the shoulder buttons. Sorry. Oh, it is.
Round. 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 Fight. Fight.
I don't think there's some sounds on these. Maybe
Tonic boom. 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 Tiger. Tiger uppercut. Tiger. Tiger upper. Yoga fire. Yoga fire. Yoga fire. Yoga claim. Yoga claim. Yoga claim. Yoga fire. Yoga fire. Yoga fire. Yoga claim.
they're all pitched different. That's cool.
Yoga claim.
Anywho, there's going to be a lot of that in the future. I wanted to give a sound. Okay. We're going to start with this one and not the turbo because it's just punchier. If you just look in the audio comparing the two, what did this one? What's this one? Okay, cheap cable. Okay, that's why this doesn't matter. Okay. So if we look at the purple track, we can definitely tell that it's obviously stronger, and you can hear it. It's louder. I'm going to start with regular Street Fighter and not Turbo. Turbo, I may wait for the end, but it's going to be a lot of the same samples, maybe a couple extra ones because of the extra characters on here. But the ones that I'm after that are also very popular are just going to be off regular Street Fighter. The odds that, but maybe we'll come around to this to the end. I think that's a good place to stop for today because I've got a little bit more thinking on this project to do. I need to decide if I want to bother using Hum Eliminator or not. And I think at this point, we're good. I cranked this or I don't even have it armed. No wonder it sounds fine. I mean, I really got to peg this to get some background noise through my speakers. And then it probably has about as much background noise as a synth does. So I think we're good here. Cool. Thank you for watching. Next one, I believe we will actually start sampling. I may have a quick test or two to do, but my plan is to start sampling. And then one by one, because I can easily just get to where I record them all and then never get around to editing them. So I think what I'm going to do with this so that I stay on track is actually record one, edit it, release it. Record another, edit it, release it, so that it's just one at a time instead of a basically huge audio project that never gets finished. So I can at least get some content out as this goes. Thank you for watching. And then in the future we'll be doing we'll have some free content, free sample packs for this for y'all. Afterthoughts Music